Liberty. Advocates you need, trial attorneys you can trust. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
The McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, Liverpool beat Brighton 2-1, and then Man City fell to Bournemouth, also 2-1. On Sunday, Tottenham defeated Aston Villa 4-1, and then Man United and Chelsea tied it 1-1. You can catch all these matches and more at the McKinney's Irish Pub, your headquarters in Lincoln for English Premier League soccer at 8th and B.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Krekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You have a big investment in your farming operation. Let Landmark Implement help you get the most out of your equipment by investing in pre-season service inspections. Let our John Deere trained and certified technicians provide you with a complete list of repairs that will help your equipment perform better and deliver maximum performance. At Landmark, buy 3 equipment service inspections and get the 4th free. Contact your local Landmark service manager for details and experience the Landmark difference.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
And first-team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
Yes, we are live here in Lincoln from 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street. It is time, indeed, it is, for weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. If you're listening to the captain, might have heard him jump in a little bit for the crossover, and he promised the solution. You said you know how to fix this Nebraska football team, which is good because a lot of people feeling coming out of that press conference have some questions about whether Matt Rule knows how to fix this Nebraska football team.
How many hours do we have on the radio?
At 93.7?
Yeah, 9 through 17. How many?
Well, we usually try to go from 6 a.m. to 10, 11 at night. So
what is that? 16 hours of radio.
There, yeah.
We're overlapping. We talk about a lot of things. So how can we be different? Right? I'm not the best. I was considered one of the best, but I wasn't the best. I made my fair share of mistakes. No one's perfect. I try not to be overly critical. I'm kind of glad now that my show's on Wednesday versus Monday, because it's not as you're not coming off, it's not there immediately. I got time to kind of digest things, listen to some other shows, talk to some people about the show, about the Huskers, what they think and whatnot, to kind of sit back and reflect, to have more of take some of the emotion out of all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been doing that the last couple of days, and I've listened to the Captain Show and Old School and a lot of other shows, and but I'm a quarterback. I'm also a realtor. I'm a general contractor, builder. So I have to put teams together, and I got to solve issues, and you can't dwell on things that's bad. You got to find solutions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what successful people do. Not that I'm saying I'm successful. They see a problem, they see an issue, they deal with it the best they can, and they move forward, and they have some leadership. So I think that's going to be our approach. And everyone kind of, I think I was watching this election. We got a new president now, and this has been going on for 2 or 3 or 4 years, and different strategies, different approaches and everything. And, it's sort of almost like Husker football. And I'll give some analogies with that. But let's dive right into it. I was listening to the Captain Show coming up here driving, and they played a couple of clips from the press release. And I want to break a few of those down, and then we can talk about it. So we're going to do this one more time. So just bear with us, and we'll tackle it.
Yeah, this is kind of the question that a lot of that's gained a lot of traction, I suppose, on Twitter. Just in Husker universe altogether, is that it didn't seem like Coach Matt Rule had all the answers. I'm trying to find
which no one does. No one does, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was asked to him, and this was kind of why people start to wonder if he does have the answers. From your perspective, what isn't working on offense?
It's a great question.
Yeah, sure it is.
We're not able to run the ball to control the game. I'm a big believer that you have to be able to control the game, and we were able to make some big plays in the game, but we weren't able to handle the third down pressures to stay on the field. And as I've said to you guys before, it's very hard because I don't want to throw the kids under the bus.
Stop it right there. Stop it right there.
Okay.
What did he say?
Doesn't want to throw the kids under the bus.
Okay, now that's almost gaslighting, right? Because he's just about to throw the kids under the bus.
That's where you say no offense.
No offense.
But here comes the offensive stuff I have to say.
There's to me, when I listen to that, and I try to be objective. And to me, there's nothing more important than accountability, right? And first of all, the pause to think about how you're going to answer that question. So just with my experiences, he's thinking of something to say because he doesn't really want to say what he really thinks the issue is. That's my perspective.
Yeah.
Right? So that was a red flag. Second red flag was does not want to bring the players into this. And I've never agreed with coaches doing that to players, especially when you recruited that player. You evaluated that player. You thought that player was good enough to come to University of Nebraska and play. So you own that. You own that. So don't even say that, right? And from my experiences, it all starts with coaching. I used to have this debate, is it the great player, or is it the great or is it coaching? It starts with coaching. That's what it starts with. So the number one person that should have been addressed is the offensive coordinator and his performances. And he's had how many games? A year and a half?
Yeah.
Right? Other than the same
over, yeah.
OC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we have somewhat of a body of work to evaluate, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the first thing. You have to be accountable with that. So that was very disappointing that he didn't lead with that. That they, as a coaching staff, needs to do better. Needs to do better with their evaluation of players, with their game planning, their preparation, and putting your players in a position to be as successful as they can be. And then recruit for that, then recruit for need. So those are the two things I have an issue with at the start. Play the rest.
All right, we'll continue here. This was Matt Rule again in Monday's press conference.
Because it could be one person here, one person there. I just think at the end of the day, we get a couple of big plays, and then all of a sudden we're off and running, but we're not able to run the ball consistently enough, and we're not able to
stop that.
Third down. So it's
run the ball consistently enough. You got to make an effort to do that. You got a game plan. You got to put your players in position, formations, different ways to run the football to try to be effective and stick with it. Right? That's coaching. Go ahead.
All right, we'll continue here.
I'd say it's a little bit of everything, to be quite honest. I mean, I think if you watch us, we're just not playing well enough on offense to have a chance to win. And then, the last two games we're facing, Ohio State and UCLA.
Stop that. Not playing with a chance. How about not coaching well enough? Not having better game plans, right? Because teams going to have more footage on you, more tape on you, down and distances on you. So you got to do better. You got to be ahead of that. Go ahead.
Win it, and we have not been able to do that. So it's not a great answer. It's not
there you go, right there.
Fix this one thing.
He knows gaslighting. He knows it's not a great answer because he's being evasive. He's not being accountable and calling it like it is. Giving certain people passes. I'm okay with the buddy system if the buddy system's working. If it's not working, you need to address it and do something with it, and your buddy will understand. Go ahead.
We have to just play better, and that's coach better. And I think that's my job this week is to look at it and say, hey, what can we do?
Stop that. That's a little bit of accountability this week, but we've had a year and a half to evaluate. Go ahead.
Hope that the players, instead of saying, well, he's got to do this, he's got to do, hope that the players say, hey, I've got to go do this better. You have a couple of really bright spots. You have Ja'Cory out there consistently making plays. I think Ja'Cory's, he's like a lightning rod out there, and Isaiah showed up in the last game and made some plays. We just need a lot more of that, and we have 3 opportunities left to do it. We've got to play better.
What do you think about that, Bach?
Well, like you said, I mean, I can definitely relate to the nervous laughter at the beginning. I've gotten in trouble from that, from from relationships before. But I mean, it's tough because I do think that he mentions the ground game there. There was a drive they had going against UCLA, which basically the ground game got them all the way to down to the 10-yard line, and then they just kind of abandoned it.
Yeah, I'm not going to go back because the game is played over 4 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things you can look at and really dive into and say, we did this, we did that, and we didn't do this, we didn't do that. And you kind of get lost in transition about talking about other things, and you forget about what really should have happened. You get sidetracked. Even when I'm talking, I get sidetracked because I have something in my mind and I have to go to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So and I have been listening and watching the decisions that Coach Rule have made, and up to this date, I have been okay with them. Right? He had a year to evaluate all aspects of the football team, offense, defense, special teams, blah, blah, blah. Right. And he brought in someone, right, as a consultant. Help me out here offensively.
Yeah. He brought in an offense and defensive consultant. The big news, or the big one, was on offense. Obviously, where Nebraska needs more help.
Okay.
Dana Holgorsen, longtime college football coach.
Okay, so you hire Satterfield coming from South Carolina, whatever baggage he came here with, whatever the situation was. So we got a new OC, right? He had a whole year to evaluate him. They signed players. They brought him here. They recruited. These are their guys that they think can get the job done, right? And we saw what happened with that, right? And I give them a little bit of pass because they inherited a team. Like, these are not all the guys that they had recruited. Double H, they didn't recruit, blah, blah, blah. So you got to work with what you have, So you watch the decisions that were made on that side of the ball, losing Casey Thompson, bringing in the Sims kid, and all those things didn't work out. That's on coaching. Right? So they had the season that they do. Our offense was what last year? Not very good.
Awful.
It was god awful.
Yeah,
right?
it was
god
bad. A lot of turnovers.
Let's call it what it is. God awful, right?
Points, yeah.
God awful, right? Everyone played a part in it. No, the play calling wasn't the best. Players didn't perform, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. Okay, so he brings in a guy, a consultant. I'm thinking, okay, he's going to get some help here. He's going to give Satterfield some help to get better, right? So pretty much we're in the same boat that we're in. Are we not?
Yeah, I mean, the big offseason hope, I think, more than anything, was Dylan Raiola. And if you get, so now you go from, the offense that you inherited, and that's where I give Satterfield a little bit of a pass, was, okay, well, he inherited an offense that don't necessarily have a quarterback that can sling it downfield.
Agreed.
The offensive line, running back, everything. It's not, where they're going to want it in a few years. But now they brought in Dylan Raiola. Like you said, they brought in all these
great,
transfer players.
which was a great get.
Great job.
Great get. I was like really impressed with that. Great get that he had the ability to convince that kid, persuade that kid. Now there's some other factors that played a role in it, but the bottom line is that he got it done.
Yeah,
we got it done.
But
right?
the point, my first in year one, I gave Satterfield a little bit of pass because I thought he's working with a limited talent pool. You don't get that much of a pass now in year two.
Yeah,
and you're getting similar results. Minus the turnovers, which thank goodness, because
even though he is a freshman quarterback, but these freshman quarterbacks are not freshman quarterbacks like they were in the day. Just like these NFL rookie quarterbacks are not like they were back in the day, right? These kids are so far in advance, especially after I toured that facility last week, of what they have to work with. I mean, it's absolutely off the charts and incredible. If you can't get prepared, then you're going to have all the tools right there in front of you to get better, right? So I guess what I'm getting at, and this is what I'm going to get to, what I would do. I'm an armchair quarterback, 20 years of football experience, college and pro, right? And I like the decisions that Coach Rule have made up to that point. Now, I don't know how involved this consultant really is. Like, there's only so much you can do, right? I mean, he's not an actual coach, but I'm pretty sure he's there in meetings and you're consulting and you're giving your advice. That's why they brought you here. So, but what I've seen so far, and I say this as gentle as I can, because these coaches have a family. This is what they do. This is their livelihood, but this is what they chose to do. Just like you in the broadcast business, I'm in the real estate business. I play pro ball. You either cut it or you get cut. That's just the way it is.
They're public job.
It's just a job. That's just the way it is. So it's no personal attacks or anything like that. Right now, Satterfield has not been up to the par. That's my opinion. From what I've seen, from what I've witnessed, he has not shown me that he's a offensive coordinator at this level to this date. So this is when I'm a problem solver or solution. I would demote him from offensive coordinator. Even if he's my buddy, he would understand. Hey, we got to do something. It's not working out. It's not doing well. I think he's done well. He's a tight end coach, correct?
That's right.
I think he's done well. I mean, the tight end position has seemed to be solid. You got good depth. You got some talent. They've been productive. So hey, why don't you just focus on the tight ends? And then myself, as Coach Rule, I'm going to take over the reins and be the offensive coordinator. That's what I would do. Right?
Interesting, yeah.
I'm going to take that over. I'm going to be accountable. and show these players that, hey, I'm in this. I'm in this. I'm loyal to my guy, my buddy, who I think is a good coach, but we got to do something here. And then he also has a consultant that can help him just to get through the year. Because these are tough games coming up. And who better yet to do this? He's the head coach. Vast experiences with all the tools at your disposal. So I think that could be a good approach, adjustment in the midseason, and see what happens. And in the meantime with this, everyone's going to know that there's an offensive coordinator job available at Nebraska. So you got this entire time to have a short list, develop a short list, see who's out there that's available, that are legitimate offensive coordinators that could take on this position, that has no baggage. And when I say baggage, by recently being fired by someone, or on their way out, or about to retire. You're getting leftovers from the, from the football industry. Let's see who I can approach, convince that would be a good fit for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Where you're not making a knee-jerk hire.
Yeah.
And get yourself through the season. And continue to do that until you find the right guy. So we quit making all these changes.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. That's just my little 2 cents.
Yeah.
Of how I think. And in the meantime, you think about the other things. If you're Raiola, if you're Dylan, you're thinking like, wow, man, what am I going to do here? This isn't going too great. And the reason why it went so well earlier in the year is because we played inferior teams.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that earlier in the show. I don't care about this Big Ten football. I'm just talking about competitive football at the highest level. UCLA is not in the Big Ten. They're in the Big Ten now, but they're from the Pac-12 or whatever.
Yeah.
They came in here and were physical and did what they needed to do, right?
Yeah.
So football is football. And so if I'm Raiola, I'm thinking, okay, let me see. I'm working directly with the head coach, the guy that recruited me, that has trust in me, and I trust in him. I'm going to give him a little bit more time versus jumping ship and going somewhere else that's a more established team that can really feature your talents.
Yeah, I think that is kind of the backdrop of all this is, how does it affect Dylan? And one way or the other, not averaging a whole lot of points per game is hurting now in year 2 for Satterfield. And you want to have a plan that you can pitch him this offseason because you got to recruit your players, you got to re-recruit your players. I'm not saying Dylan's leaving or anything like that, but just like everybody else on the roster, you're going to have to tell them why they shouldn't jump in the portal.
And you have to show the country that, hey, I'm willing to do this. I got some skin in the game. I'm not just going to collect $9 or $10 million a year and do my thing and try. If it doesn't work out, cash in and leave. I want this to work.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just looking at it from a PR perspective, which unfortunately some of this stuff is politics, just like we saw in the election and everything, right?
Yeah.
Because I want Coach Rule to succeed. Because what we've been doing is insanity. But we got to make the right hires. That comes down from the chancellor to the AD, from the AD to the coaches, from the coaches to their staff. We got to make good hires. Good, competent coaches, experienced, that know what they're doing, and they're in it.
Yeah. Makes sense on the resume.
Does that make sense to you, man?
Have to tell them. Yeah.
I didn't think very long about this.
Yeah.
Not rocket science,
Yeah. Well, I've heard a lot of people say, at least, you got that other offensive coordinator tag on Glenn Thomas, maybe make him or have him be, call plays. But I haven't heard for Matt Rule to take it himself. So that's a nice, fresh, new idea that
Coach Osborne did it.
There. Yeah.
I played with a lot of offensive coordinators that were head coaches, and they'd coordinate the offense.
Absolutely.
Until they wanted to relieve themselves of those duties and concentrate on other things when they had a guy that they can trust. Devaney did it with Osborne. He didn't start off like that.
Yeah. But not a bad idea. Maybe we will see.
Maybe
they're listening. Maybe they'll go and do that.
Maybe they should hire me as a consultant.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Sounds about right. All right, let's take a quick break here on Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. We'll come back, talk more Husker football, college football, and maybe a little bit of the election as well here on 93.7 The Ticket.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers throughout the day with patchy fog possible. Otherwise, probably sunny and a high around 54. Tonight, probably cloudy skies with a low around 36. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly cloudy skies and light winds with a high around 55. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clint from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's recovery lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com. or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor to further break down some of the issues going on in Nebraska football. And I thought it was interesting. I wanted to ask your kind of thoughts about this, Steve. Is, you know, they brought in two consultants, very well known consultants, accomplished consultants in college football, one on offense and one on defense. And there's been a lot of talk about Dana Holgorsen. But what do you think how do you feel if you're Dana White? You've got, or Coach White, Tony White. Yeah, not Dana White. Tony White, as one of the top defenses, it's struggled at times this year, but still kind of in a lot of those numbers looking like a top 25 defense, and they bring in a consultant for you as well. Do you think that he's offended or would feel any type of way about that?
You know, I don't know what he would think. I can only put myself in his shoes, and I don't know if he had a conversation with Coach Rule, if he was approached by him to let him know what he was thinking. It appears to me that our defense has been the most consistent facet of our football team here the last year and a half. They've had their moments on both sides, but I think all in all, there was some good signs there that things were, okay and getting better. So they weren't really, taking, 2 or 3 steps forward and 2 or 3 or 4 backwards, and in a short period of time. So I think Coach White has done, a fairly good job in that department. And obviously they were ranked, nationally pretty high, pretty good. Some of that due to the opponents that we have played. So I take those things in consideration. But in general, I think he's done a really good job, for the first year or two. That would not warrant, bringing someone in to, I don't know exactly what the consultant's role will be or how involved and what capacity is he helping or how instrumental or he's involved in the game planning, strategically on the defensive side. So that's a little concerning. I wouldn't be very thrilled about that. But like I say, I don't know the total ins and outs of it. Just from what I'm seeing from outside the program, that I don't think that would be warranted at this particular time in the season. The timing of it, I'm not cool with. If the season was over and you have your year-end meetings with your head coach and what went well, what didn't do well, and how can I help you and assist you, and if Coach White said, hey, I could use some help in this department, and then you bring a consultant on, I could see that. But and that may have happened. I don't know. But the timing of it, is I don't think is the best from my perspective.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd. But again, I think a lot of this, and Coach Rule, for what I'll say about this, at least in terms of leadership, and that leadership is supposed to pass down to his fellow coaches, is again to be able to look for outside help. It doesn't always, and I see a lot of people just don't like it because it doesn't show that maybe he has the answers, or he's he's supposed to be the top guy at the top. I mean, on top of the program, he's paid for that.
You can read whatever you want into. That's what I'm saying. It's objective and how someone could interpret that. From my lens, my camera, that's what I see. And like I say, I don't know the totality of what's going on down there, but that was one side of the ball that I think I just would have left status quo and dealt with at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Or maybe during the bowl game or something. If we go to a bowl game or whatever, right? Deal with it after the year. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel, by the way? It does seem like Nebraska, and I guess just kind of where your head's at with this team. You got 3 games left. Well, they got 3 games left, and it seems like the conversation which means they could win 8 games. But the conversation seems to completely have moved back to, are they going to win 1 to go get bowl eligible? Why do you think that's the predominant conversation now?
Can I be down on a match play event, 4 holes with with 4 to go, and if I make birdie, I win when I've had 2 doubles, a couple of bogeys, on the back 9? Is that realistic? Is that really going to happen, right? From what we've seen of this football team, it's going to be a tough go. And I've watched Iowa. Iowa's going to be a tough team at home.
Oh yeah.
Wisconsin's always tough. USC, now they got some quarterback issues. We got to go on the road and play there. First of all, every time you line up and play, there's a chance you can win. Don't misunderstand me, right? But if I was a betting man, which I'm not, it's going to be a tough go for the Huskers. So in all reality, the season to me will be a failure. It's a failure. Even if we went to a bowl game and we won 6 games, it would be disappointing for me from what I was expecting the leap to make, and that a lot of that came from Coach Rule, what he thought they would make this year, and he must have had reasons why they thought they would do such and such, right? So we'll see, but this is going to be a tough goal with that. They may win one out of the 3. I doubt that they'll win all 3. No, but that's why you play the game.
Yeah, and winning does cure all. We say that all the time. And I don't know.
It does. It helps a great deal.
Yeah. I don't know if it would cure all in this situation, because there are some losses and some ugly losses here in the last couple of weeks that you just can't erase from your memory or act like didn't happen this year. So there are elements to the season that are frustrating.
And I'm no way throwing in the towel, because, we looked good the first couple of games. We never played 4 quarters. The atmosphere for the Colorado game was outstanding. The play was pretty good, although it was pretty lackluster the second half, but you got to victory against a talented team. So that showed me that, hey, maybe we can do this, because that was the first D1 school that had a pulse, is what I like to say. And I was a little surprised by that we won that football game. That's one game that I had us losing. And then the others, you saw what happened, right? And then what we did last week. So I'm by no means throwing in the towel, but things are not looking that great, and they can turn them around. They can. It's possible. It's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of grit, and a lot of coaching.
Yeah.
And some luck. So we'll see. We'll see what these 3 games bring.
Well, and then the other question I've been asking you all year, because again, you're one of the best quarterbacks ever for Nebraska football, was to zoom in on Dylan Raiola and how he's progressing, or now regressing, in his freshman year. What were your thoughts about his play against UCLA now?
Oh man, there's so many things with that. Granted, he's a young quarterback, and this is what I was talking about early in the year when he was not under duress, when teams had not had a chance to really game plan for him and his skill set, the talent that was around him. Not that I know everything. I kind of saw this coming. I did. I saw this. When I say I didn't see it coming, I knew that it was a strong possibility that he would struggle. I was a freshman quarterback and I was green, my sophomore year, and end up being, the MVP in the Sugar Bowl and beating LSU and being ranked in the top 6 or 7 in the country. So I know the progress you can make, and he's far, far beyond his years, or far, far ahead of where I was when I was a sophomore, which I was really a true freshman because I had hardly any experience the year before. So I take that in consideration. So I think he's a good quarterback. How good remains to be seen. I think he has a good skill set. With the right coaching, the right situation, he could be good. It's almost very similar to the Adrian Martinez career to this date, just kind of fast-tracked. So that had a lot to do with coaching and confidence and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to see that happen. You hate to see a good player that has a lot of potential, a lot of skill set, gets held back because of lack of coaching. And then once you lose your confidence, that's a whole nother level, right? Yeah. So I don't want to see that happen with him. And that's why I'm being as aggressive as I am with saying the things that I'm saying, because I want these guys to be successful and have a chance and to reach their full potential.
And of course, that pick six early in the second half certainly
there
was close to a dagger.
They were blitzing him.
Yeah,
there's no question about it. You saw it, and whether or not he could pick up the blitz with the hot read or the right guy make the right hot, the receiver make the hot read, make the adjustment, onside adjustment, the lineman, the running back, all those things come into play. But you have to expect that they're going to game plan, and that's when I talk about coaching comes into it. And I heard Terrell talk about this when someone talked about it when Brady, saw the blitz a couple of times and he adjusted. Now that's Tom Brady. I don't know where he was in his career. I know myself when I was a young quarterback, and hey, say I missed a blitz or two early. Eventually, I picked it up, and you beat them. I mean, I had a game like that against South Carolina. They were blitzing us, and I was prepared. That was my junior year, and we knew it was coming. But we finally all got on the same page, picked it up, and we won the game and whatnot. But it's tough. It's tough. But that's when you rely so much on coaching to put you in that position to be successful. And also to take them out the game. Take him out the game. If you have an experienced quarterback in Double H who have a better chance, there's no disrespect to Raiola. Put him on the sideline. Let him see it from a different angle. That's coaching. That's putting your player in the best position to be successful. Just letting you kind of go through the growing pains like that. It's not necessarily, and that's a catch-22. Some guys can get through it, some can't. And that's when coaching really comes into play of them nurturing and knowing when to pull the plug. Especially when you got a guy like Double H who's bigger, who's stronger, right? And who's more experienced, have seen more things. He's in the meeting rooms. He sees that. Give him a chance to do that. And, he did some good things when he came in a little too late. It's not the same as being in the game in the thick of it. But that's all about coaching.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Great breakdown there from Steve Taylor. We'll come back with one more segment, one more rap session on Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
The McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, Liverpool will beat Brighton 2-1, and then Man City fell to Bournemouth also 2-1. On Sunday, Tottenham defeated Aston Villa 4-1, and then Man United and Chelsea tied it 1-1. You can catch all these matches and more at the McKinney's Irish Pub, your headquarters in Lincoln for English Premier League soccer at 8th and B.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Be sure and call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technician will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers throughout the day with patchy fog possible. Otherwise, probably sunny and a high around 54. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 36. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly cloudy skies and light winds with the high around 55. Meteorologist Kyle Buck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? That feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios on O Street.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Steve Taylor in studio here for weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterbacks Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Buckman alongside him. Now, the initial college football playoff rankings were released last night.
Oh, what are they?
And then they were put into, well, the rankings are different from what the actual seeding is, because the top 4 teams have to come from, at least in the seeding, from the 4 Power 4 champions. Or actually, well, they don't necessarily say that, just the 4 highest ranked conference champions. So we can kind of get into that, but I wanted to ask you.
Shoot.
Among your teams, a lot of people would probably think if they had this giant playoff or even the 4-team playoff, Tom Osborne probably would have had a few more chances at winning a national championship.
I actually thought about that the other day because we were always ranked in the top 5.
Yeah.
And, one time we were ranked number 1, and then we lost to the number 2 team or the number 1 ranked team. So, and we had a second chance to play that. One game I would love to have back would be that Oklahoma game of the century too. So because we probably I think would have beat them the second time around. I really do. So that's what you like about the playoffs. And you can have 1 or 2 losses and still get on a run and win the national championship.
Do you like that? Do you like that idea?
Of course I do.
Would you rather like the old school way of you can't have a blemish and whoever lasts the longest kind of gets to the end?
That's why the whole approach to the national championship was a different approach. It was more kind of the icing on the cake. If you went to a New Year's Day bowl, then that was considered a huge victory. Mm-hmm. So that's what most teams play for. And to do that, you either had to win your conference or be runner-up in your conference or maybe third in your conference, depending on how deep your conference is, like the SEC. So what you've seen with the playoffs the last 5, 6, 7 years, or when they've come out with it, was symbolizes what we did with our bowl games. We went to what they called the New Year Day bowl games, would have been your playoff games. The Fiesta Bowl, the Sugar and the Orange Bowl, and the Cotton Bowl. So we would definitely would have been in the playoffs every year, and I would have liked that. Now that's hindsight 2020 because if you lost early, you had a very difficult chance to come back and be number 1 and play for the national championship because that was voted on.
Yeah.
So it was a different strategy, different philosophy, different time. But the true playoff system is the best way to go about it. And that's why I like it. And we still need to add, 4 to 6 more teams in this playoff system.
You would like
to have a true playoff system to see who's the best team playing at that particular time. But they are getting there. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see expansion in the coming years. Which one of your teams would you think had the best chance in a playoff system?
Oh, all 3 that I started.
All of them.
Dude, we beat LSU.
Pick one out?
Well, we beat LSU in the Sugar Bowl. They would have been. They won their conference in the SEC. We beat them.
Yeah.
We lost the game of 2.
Team.
Yeah, and we lost to Oklahoma my junior year, right? My junior, and we lost to Oklahoma my sophomore year, which we were ranked in the top 5, and they went on and won the national championship game that year. And it was a tight game. We very well could have won the second game with that. So every team that I was on, we would have had a legitimate chance to win the national championship.
Well, it's interesting too. Just
And I 1 year ranked number 1. So there you go.
It's kind of, you mentioned that, and you get these in basketball. You get the opportunity. You play
Exactly
twice a year. And football, you kind of it's usually that one and done. Now they're
but
saying,
Georgia's done it the last couple of years. They played each other in Alabama. They played each other twice.
And they're saying in the college football playoff, they're not going to avoid rematches whatsoever. That's not
They
at
should
all
not.
part of what they're doing.
The best
It's
teams,
whatever it lines up.
The best teams should play.
Yeah.
I think it's more equitable now than it has been in the past. And the SC has been deep.
Yeah.
Because their second and third place teams are legitimately in the top 5. They would have beaten a lot of other teams that had better records.
That's what I think we'll have to see here as they did with the BCS, as they've done with any playoff, is you got to kind of manipulate it to whatever the current structure is of college football. And college football is, when they created this, wasn't so as Big Ten, SEC heavy as it is now. And so the Big 12 and the ACC getting an automatic bye for the first, even if you're a champion, like it's nice.
It is nice.
But is it deserving?
It is.
We have the SEC and Big Ten, you have to run through a gauntlet. You might have one loss, as opposed to a Miami or a BYU that can skate by and play maybe 1-2 top 25 opponents and get a first round bye.
I'm okay with the bye. That's how it was in the CFL. With your record, the team had the best record. We got a first bye. There has to be some reward for that. And I think that's a good system.
Yeah.
No, I really do. And sometimes I don't like bye because you want to keep playing while you have the momentum. But you do like to rest up and get healthy and have more time to evaluate and so forth. So there's always pros and cons to that.
Well, and I think part of what people are more excited about more than anything, and I think this is going to help, the first round is your top 4 teams, or at least 4 conference champions, are going to get that bye. But what they're going to miss out on is hosting a home playoff game. That's going to be fun on campus.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. They got their money.
Right. They'll be fine. But the excitement on, imagine Nebraska. Yes, we would like a bye. Don't get me wrong. We'd like a conference championship. But a playoff atmosphere in Lincoln would be very cool. Hopefully, it comes around someday.
True that. But you got to give somewhere, Bach. You got to give somewhere.
Yeah. You'll take a bye. I think that'll work just fine. Wait for that.
Or not. It just depends on where we are.
At this point, like we said, I think a lot of Husker fans just a bowl game would be here.
And Husker Nation, this is talk radio. My loyalty is to the University of Nebraska Lincoln. That's just my thoughts, my opinions. I don't get paid the big bucks. I don't have all the pressure, so it's easy for me to say what I'm saying, but that's just what I think.
Yeah. You have to give your opinion, no matter how much you get paid, I suppose.
So that's a disclaimer.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't want anyone terribly upset with me, but then again, I'm beyond that.
Yeah.
I'm 57. So, oh well.
All right, that'll wrap it up for this week's edition of Weekly Wrap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Thanks again to Steve for coming in the locker room. Coming up next year on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial.